You cut carbs to the bone. You track every bite. Your ketones were cruising, then suddenly they tank. You are still hungry at night, even after a huge steak. The scale sits there for weeks like it is frozen, and you start blaming willpower or hidden carbs. Here is the brutal twist. You can do keto perfectly and still stall because your protein is too high for your current body, training, and calorie intake. Keto is not just low carb. Moving to slide 2. Too much protein is not a fixed number. It is a mismatch between your protein intake and your current context. Start with body size. A smaller person can overshoot easily by eating like a bigger person. Use a reference target, not vibes. For most people on keto, a solid starting range is about 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of goal or healthy body weight per day. If you are strength training hard, recovering from injury, or dieting aggressively, you may push higher. If you are sedentary, doing light activity, or already lean and trying to maintain ketosis stability, you often feel better closer to the lower end. Training changes the ceiling because your muscles can actually use that amino acid influx for repair and glycogen restoration in a controlled way. Without that demand, extra protein is more likely to spill into higher post-meal insulin, higher blood glucose, and more appetite later. A calorie deficit changes the response too. In a deficit, high protein can be helpful for preserving lean mass, but if it crowds out fat, meals get less energy dense and you get hungry faster. And keto phase matters. Early keto is less flexible. Later, you tolerate more protein without feeling knocked around. The right number is the one that keeps you strong, calm, and consistently satisfied. Moving to slide 3. This is the hunger paradox. You eat a very high protein meal and you feel full fast, sometimes halfway through the plate. Then 2 hours later, you are hunting for food like you skipped dinner. That is when cravings get specific. You want fat and salt, not fruit, not salad, something dense. So you start snacking, usually on keto foods that are easy to overeat. Night hunger ramps up, sleep gets lighter, you wake up earlier, and now you are stuck in a loop where tiredness drives appetite and appetite wrecks your plan. When protein crowds out fat, the meal can be big in volume but low in usable energy. Your brain reads that drop in available fuel as unfinished business. Moving to slide 4. Protein can spike hunger because it is not metabolically quiet. When you eat a lot of protein, insulin rises. That is normal. It helps move amino acids into tissues. At the same time, glucagon rises even more, which pushes the liver to release more glucose and keep blood sugar stable. For some people, that combination creates a noticeable pattern, a higher post-meal glucose, followed by a dip a bit later. Your brain interprets that dip as, we are running out. Even if we ate plenty, appetite reignites. It is not a character flaw. It is a signal problem. The fix is usually not less food. It is better macros in the meal. Keep protein at your target, then add enough fat to make the meal energetically complete, and do not stack protein snacks on top of protein meals. When your fuel curve smooths out, hunger stops ambushing you. Moving to slide 5. Lower ketones after a higher protein meal is not failure. More protein can mean more ketone use by your muscles, and a small insulin rise can nudge the liver to make fewer ketones for a while. Readings often drop after meals, and morning numbers can mislead if you ate late or trained hard. Do not worship a single meter value. Track how you feel, how you sleep, and whether hunger is calm. Context beats one data point every time. Moving to slide 6. People love to blame gluconeogenesis. They hear protein turns into sugar and assume every extra gram becomes glucose. That is not how it works. Your body makes glucose when it needs it, like to keep blood sugar stable, to support certain tissues, or during hard training. Demand drives the process. What protein does do is provide raw material. If you slam huge doses, you give your body more substrate to work with, and some people are more sensitive, especially if they are insulin-resistant, stressed, sleep-deprived, or pushing protein way past what they need. So do not guess. Test your response. Check your blood glucose after a normal protein meal, then after a much larger one, holding carbs steady. If nothing changes, gluconeogenesis is not your issue. Often the stall is simpler and more boring than biology. Moving to slide 7. Most protein stalls happen because protein adds calories fast, and it is easy to accidentally eat more when you shift your diet around it. Start with the obvious math. 4 calories per gram sounds small until you stack it. An extra 60 grams a day is about 240 calories. That can erase a fat loss deficit without you feeling like you changed anything. Then there is food form. Very lean meats can be less satisfying than you expect because fat helps slow gastric emptying and keeps meals feeling substantial. If you move from fattier cuts to ultra-lean chicken breast, you might end up hunting for snacks an hour later. Shakes can make this worse. Drinking protein skips chewing, reduces oral sensory time, and is easier to consume quickly. Your stomach still registers volume and nutrients, but many people feel less meal finality, so extra bites creep back in. A few nuts while cooking, an extra slice of cheese, finishing the kids' leftovers. Those routine add-ons are where the deficit quietly disappears. If your results stall, first audit total intake and the way protein is packaged, not the name of a metabolic pathway. Moving to slide 8. More protein genuinely helps in specific situations. If you are in a heavy strength training phase, you are creating more muscle damage and signaling more remodeling. You do not need extreme numbers, but you do need consistently adequate protein spread across the day, so training translates into adaptation. If you are cutting fat while trying to keep strength and muscle, protein is insurance. It supports muscle protein synthesis, helps recovery, and usually improves satiety, which makes the calorie deficit easier to maintain. Older adults often need more protein per pound of body weight because they get a weaker muscle-building response to the same dose. They also benefit from higher quality protein and a meaningful amount per meal, not tiny scattered amounts. After illness or injury, higher protein can help preserve lean mass when activity is lower, and it can support tissue repair, especially when appetite is off. And if you are already very lean, your margin for error is small. Adequate protein helps you hold on to lean mass while you push for the last bit of fat loss. So protein is a tool. The right amount depends on what you are asking your body to do this month. Moving to slide 9. How do you know your protein might be too high for your current goal? Look for patterns, not one-off days. If hunger returns too fast, especially after very lean, high-protein meals, it can mean your meals are missing enough fat, fiber, or total volume to keep you satisfied. More protein is not always the fix. If you track ketones and they are chronically suppressed, it may be from higher protein intake raising insulin enough to reduce ketone production, especially when carbs are low, but protein is very high. That is not automatically bad, but it can matter if your goal is staying in deeper nutritional ketosis. Waking up very thirsty can happen when total protein and salt are high without enough water, or when your overall diet is very dry and low in watery foods. It is a nudge to check hydration and electrolytes, not a reason to panic. A heavy digestive load, bloating, or constipation can show up when you push protein while skimping on fiber and fluids. Finally, if weight loss stalls while cravings rise, it often points back to calories, routine snacking, and meal satisfaction. Your body is asking for a better setup, not more willpower. Moving to slide 10. Set protein in a way you can actually run for weeks. A simple starting point is to base it on goal weight or estimated lean mass, not your current highest scale weight. Aim for a moderate daily target you can hit consistently. For most people cutting fat, that means enough to preserve muscle and control appetite, but not so high that it crowds out fiber, fats, and overall meal enjoyment. Avoid massive single doses. Your body can use protein across the day, but spreading it over 2 to 4 meals usually works better for satiety and for muscle protein synthesis than one huge hit at night. Then track for 2 weeks. Keep carbs and fats roughly consistent. Hit your protein target and watch outcomes that matter. Body weight trend, waist, gym performance, hunger, and cravings. Adjust in small steps, not in big swings. When protein is set smart, you stop negotiating with food and start building meals that actually hold. Moving to slide 11. Build meals that hold you. Start with a solid protein, then add fat on purpose instead of accidentally. Choose whole food proteins most of the time, and use fattier cuts sometimes when you need longer staying power. Add volume with low-carb plants, so your stomach feels fed without driving cravings. Salt your meals so snacky urges do not masquerade as hunger. Do this consistently, and your appetite stops running the day. Moving to slide 12. To figure out if more protein actually helps you, run a clean experiment. For the next 10 to 14 days, keep your carbs basically constant. Do not swing from 20 grams to 150 just because the scale moved. Keep your calories roughly steady too. You do not need perfect math, just the same meal structure and portions most days, so you are not testing 5 changes at once. Now adjust only protein. Pick a target that is clearly different from what you do now, like adding 30 to 50 grams per day, and spread it across meals. Use easy levers, an extra palm of meat or fish, a higher protein yogurt, eggs plus egg whites, or a whey shake if that fits your stomach. While you do this, track 2 things daily: hunger and sleep. Rate hunger before lunch and after dinner on a simple 1 to 10 scale. For sleep, note bedtime, wake time, and how rested you feel. Then once per week, measure waste at the same spot, same time of day. If hunger drops, sleep holds, and waste trends down, you found a lever worth keeping. Moving to slide 13. Decide your next move. Are you prioritizing fat loss or performance? Match protein to that goal, then set carbs and fat around it instead of chasing ketone highs. Treat hunger like a metric, not a mood, and adjust using the same experiment approach. If you have a medical condition, a history of disordered eating, or you are on glucose or blood pressure meds, get professional guidance. Subscribe for more scripts you can actually use. Comment with your current daily protein and your biggest sticking point. This content is for general education and is not medical advice. Your metabolism follows signals. Learn to control them.